Hello and welcome to Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. Our goal is to highlight young people in our community, along with local organizations who are striving to make Philadelphia a better place. We're focusing on our next generation of leaders. Our guests today are from the Kensington Soccer Club. This nonprofit group works to improve and unite the Kensington community by providing a high-quality soccer and youth development program. One of the great things about this sports club is that all young people are welcome regardless of their ability to pay. Here to tell us more about the Kensington Soccer Club is founder Jim Hardy. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Derek.
No, I appreciate it. Tell us how you began the Kensington Soccer Club.
Well, I've been a teacher at Kensington High School, specifically the Kensington Health Sciences Academy, there since 2006. And my biggest passion is trying to offer opportunities for our young people to reach their full potential and to keep them safe and help them navigate the path to adulthood and a successful future. And I try to do that as a teacher, but I know that we can have an even bigger impact with programs that come out into the community and reach children at all ages and kind of supplement and build around the educational experience, but do even more by being with them in the evenings and the weekends and creating that community experience.
That's great. So why soccer? There's basketball, there's football, why soccer?
Well, I learned a lot from seeing other successful football and basketball programs in the neighborhood. But I also noticed that we had some children who were really passionate about soccer who didn't have a chance to play.
Right.
And others that, maybe got turned on to the game in high school, but they knew that they weren't able to get as much out of the game because they weren't able to start at a younger age.
Right, right.
And, I thought, as myself, I do love soccer, and I wanted to share the possibilities of playing soccer with children in our community. And I think something that's also special about soccer is the multicultural aspects, where in our Kensington is a really diverse community. It's a neighborhood, brings together people of all different backgrounds, and that's something that's really important to us in the club and important to me. And so we have, children that grew up here, and maybe their families didn't have as much experience with soccer in some cases, but if you make it available to a child at a young age, it's a beautiful game and easy to learn. And then you have families who are maybe immigrants from other countries, and to have a sport that they know so well here offered to them, it really can be a place for people of all backgrounds to come together and build something positive.
And help them feel more at home, right?
Exactly. And it's a shame in this country where soccer that doesn't need to be an expensive sport has become in many ways an exclusive sport, especially if we're talking about trying to really have an opportunity through the game.
Right.
We're talking college soccer, college scholarships, a professional game. It really is inaccessible and affordable. So we wanted to build a soccer program that's really of the community, where you don't need access to transportation, you don't need access to funds.
Right.
If you want to play, we're going to try to make a program available to you so you can have that experience.
That's great. Now that you've offered the program, is soccer becoming popular in the community?
It is. I mean, it's something where, that accessibility of the game, where all you need is a ball, and the fact that a lot of the popularity is really owed to our teenagers and our young adult coaches.
Right.
Because we're trying to make it a real community opportunity and a real community organization. It's not me coaching the teams myself. We started back in the day, 10 years ago, with me doing a lot of the coaching. But every year we're reaching more and more children, and the reason we're able to do that is because we're building youth and young adult leadership, parents, our teams from the community that really embracing it and are passionate about it and see what it can do for the community, see what it can do for children in the community. And they become the biggest ambassadors of the game, and they're the ones that make it exciting for the next generation. The younger children look up to them so much, and they always talking about when do they get to be coaches, like Jakeem, Brianna, Julio, Jakeem that you're going to meet. They really inspire the younger kids.
Did you play soccer growing up?
Yeah, I played. It wasn't, for me, it was always, I had the privilege to be able to play whatever sport I wanted, and had a lot of opportunities through sport. And at times when I struggled in school and struggled with my confidence, having athletic opportunities
Exactly.
really helped me stay in school, helped me like carry me through some hard times in my life. So it's the sport part, the soccer part is just the beginning. It did a lot more than that for me.
Right.
And that's why in our soccer programs, we focus on the mentorship, focus on like violence prevention and trying to help children learn ways to deal with their anger and feel a part of the team so that they're more likely to be able to avoid violent situations in their lives. Academic enrichment and support, nutrition. We try to make the soccer the entry point to really accomplish as much as we can in terms of the youth development and community goals.
Great. What type of programs does your club offer?
So we have the key is the entry point so that any kid in any circumstance is able to play. So we're always trying to raise money and find partners so that we can give after school programs where the child only has to stay where they are and they get a quality soccer experience after school. Same thing with evening rec center locations, trying to be at as many locations as possible so that you could just walk to the park nearest you and you get a chance to play. And for those children that take advantage of that and really fall in love with the game, we also have our competitive travel teams, which we're able to make affordable or free for any kid to play. And then we're playing in city leagues. And as the children get older, then trying to expose them to opportunities where they get to leave the city and play on an even bigger stage while still making it available to everybody. So we're reaching about between 1,000, depending on the year, from 1,000 to 1,500 children a year that are getting a chance to play. Summer programs, evening programs, Saturdays, after school, travel programs, recreational, from ages 3 on up.
So if somebody wants to help contribute, how can they help support you, or how can they donate?
Well, it really does make a big difference to have contributions because we have volunteers, but we want to provide quality internships for our teens so that it can be a paid learning experience, a real work environment, and to support them to reach their goals and help pay their way through college and get established in life. So we really do need the funds to be able to pay them right and give them proper experience. And our website is kensingtonsoccer.org, and there are a lot of opportunities to give, whether it's used equipment or financial contributions. It all goes to great use and providing opportunities for our kids.
Great. You heard that, kensingtonsoccer.org. So what are other things do you provide other than soccer? So I know it's bigger than just soccer, and you use soccer as a way to introduce the children to other things. So tell me some of the other things that your program can provide.
So for me,
it's good.
I think of it as life or death,
Right.
Because in a lot of ways it is.
Right.
And I have had students that haven't survived high school,
Right.
and haven't, and some who are not in a good place. Each child in our community, their lives are precious, and we need to be doing everything we can to make sure we're not letting any opportunity pass to have an impact on their lives. So all the coaches are, and we're talking dozens of coaches, we're all committed to making sure that in all our programs, we are setting the right example for children on how to resolve conflicts to help keep them safe. Because it is difficult to grow up and be surrounded by, in our community, we're facing a lot of challenges of violence, of poverty, and we take that really seriously. So we've been really putting an emphasis on violence prevention and mentorship to help keep children engaged, keep children safe, help them be positive role models for each other. It's really about creating together that community change where we can keep each other safe as best we can and help children feel hope for the future and see themselves as leaders.
Great.
And that's something that really makes all the difference. Like I mentioned before, the youth leadership, the young adult leadership, the parent leadership, that's what enables us to have that real impact in helping prevent violence, that real impact in helping people achieve their personal goals and educational goals and really reach their full potential in life, is because we're all working together to to really help change a child's life, it's not just going to be one coach
I
or one
agree.
teacher.
So
It's got to be a lot of people impacting them, and we try to provide that.
That's great. But I want to really thank you for coming on the program. I can see that you really care about these people, and that's very important. And I really like that shirt, Kick Out the Violence.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll meet some of the young people involved with Kensington Soccer. Please stay with us.
Hooked to the double feature, and you're on my mind. Return of the creature that crawled up from the subway line. You're always keeping me waiting, keeping me waiting for you.
Welcome back to Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. Today's show is focused on the Kensington Soccer Club. We learned from the founder, Jim Hardy, how this nonprofit uses soccer as a way to uplift the community. Now, let's talk to some of the young people who work as coaches and learn to lead their way, lend their time to the organization. Please welcome Jakima Burton and Brianna Banks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
That was nice. Like all in unison. How long have both of you been involved in Kensington Soccer?
Well, I've been involved since April 2012.
Okay.
And I've been involved since, I believe it was September 2012.
So both 2012?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get involved in the program?
Well, I started off as a player, and then, I liked what they were doing. I had like great mentors, and I wanted to be a mentor. So
What made you want to play soccer?
it was just something to do after school.
Just wasting time.
Mm-hmm. It was.
You started to like it?
Mm-hmm.
And what made you?
So I met a friend in high school who played for Kensington Soccer Club, and she also coached. So I was looking for ways to play soccer and coach at the same time. So she introduced me to Kensington, and that was just my first time in the area and in the neighborhood. So I liked it, and I stayed ever since.
So both of you are now coaches?
Yes.
And what benefit do you see Kensington Soccer Club benefiting the children?
Well, I see the kids use soccer as to develop their skills, like to socialize and, get better in school and stuff like that.
I see soccer for the kids as a coping mechanism. So like Jim said earlier, a lot of the kids come from families of drug abuse, and it's really hard for them. So a lot of the kids look forward to coming to practice, and they always say to me, oh, can we have an extra practice day this week or something? And I could just tell that all the stuff that they're going through at home, soccer is their way to just clear their mind from all the stress.
Both of you are coaches and mentors, right?
Yes.
What is that experience like for you?
It's a really good experience. I like when I coach and I start a season, a lot of times the kids don't know a lot about soccer, and then by the end of the season they get it and they like start understanding concepts and like, you know, get better at the skill. And that aha moment, like, oh, I learned this, is like amazing.
Yeah, I agree with Jakima. We teach not just soccer, but we teach about healthy eating habits and just confidence overall. So just being their mentor, we can talk about things other than soccer. And like Jakima said, even though they don't know much about soccer, by the end of the program, they know the basics. But we teach them confidence, self-esteem, and how to just treat their body on the inside and the outside.
Great. Brianna, so you were a college player.
Yes.
What college?
I went to Penn State.
Penn State, wow, nice. And you received some nice accolades, so tell us something about your accolades and accomplishments as a soccer player.
Yeah, so I just graduated from college a little over a month ago in December, and I was a starter and a player all 4 years. I received Player of the Year 4 years straight. I also received National Player of the Year for my senior year, and each year I was the top goal scorer in my conference. Also National Academic Player of the Year for 3 years straight. But it was just hard work. I was still coaching for Kensington on the side,
Right.
trying to make a difference in the girls' lives, trying to make sure they came out to my games so they can learn about going to school and trying to still play soccer at a higher level.
Do you think the Kensington Soccer Club helped you with your success in college?
Oh, yes, of course. So I was going to a program for soccer. Jim made sure coaches came out to look at me and my other peers who were in Kensington Soccer Club. And he just was a major reason why a lot of us went to college in the first place.
Nice.
Jim pushed us to go to college, to do our best, and to always take chances. A couple of the girls who played with me on the team were scared and just didn't want to do it. But Jim still sent the coaches out. He set up the coaches coming to our games so that we could all go to college.
Nice. That's huge. Jakima, you took a lot of the players from Kensington to see her play, right? Why do you think that was important?
Because I know in the kids' lives, they don't have a lot of strong female role models. And because I coach a girls' team, I think that's really important to bring them out to games to see like there's more to life than just, you know, staying in the neighborhood, hanging out with friends. You can go to college, you can play sports in college. And I want them to see the bigger picture.
As coaches and mentors, what do you think is one of the strongest leadership skills your players learn from you as being coaches and mentors?
For my team personally, I think the biggest thing they learned was confidence. A lot of the girls on my team have like low confidence because their parents sometimes are like, come on, score a goal. Or they just want to look up to other female athletes.
Right.
So their confidence was not as high when I first started working with them. But the girls who came out to the games, who come to practice, who learn more than just soccer, like their confidence has went up 100%. And I've been working with these girls for a good amount of years. So being a mentor and a coach, I think that is the main trait that they have learned from me being their coach.
To piggyback off of Brianna, I definitely want to say confidence, and I also want to say compassion. Whether we win or lose a game, you know, I always want them to keep their heads up and, you know, look forward towards the next thing that we have going on. So.
Great. So did you always want to play soccer growing up, or did
No. Growing up, I was more of a track player.
Track star?
Yeah, track
Okay.
star.
Yeah, I ran track also.
Yeah,
So what have you been in track?
the 100 and the 4x100.
Nice.
I was always just running. And one day I just walked past the soccer field and seen some girls out there kicking the ball. And I asked the coach if I could join. And he said, let's go. And then I've just been playing ever since I was 9 years old.
Wow.
I never stopped.
So here's your chance to plug Kensington Soccer Club. What would you tell everyone is the reason why they should come and join Kensington Soccer Club?
Well, it's like a family. So starting off, I didn't know much about soccer. And, you know, I feel like I have an important role here. So I'm always supported, whether it's going to school or, you know, finding work opportunities, stuff like that. So it's like a helping hand, a family.
And you?
I would tell people that Kensington is more than just soccer. Like Hardy said, there's a lot of things going on in people's lives. It's a life or death situation, especially if I see kids who are in need. Come to Kensington Soccer Club. I seen kids that, because I work in a school right now,
Right.
and I seen kids that are from Kensington Soccer Club who are still wearing the same pair of indoor shoes that we gave them, like that's all they have. So I would tell the kids, you know, if you can't afford it, that's okay, but come, because we teach you more than just soccer. We teach you about yourself, about your neighborhood, and how you can get out of messy situations.
Great. So I want to thank you both for coming on the show, and thanks for sharing all the information.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Stay tuned. We have one more segment with Kensington Soccer. We'll be right back. Great job.
Wake each morning and get lost in the adventure, knowing that you will be ready for wherever the day takes you. Learn from those willing to teach. Their wisdom and their strength will become yours. They will impart to you a tradition of education nationally recognized for its value. A tradition worthy of your best efforts. As young men and women of LaSalle, we will invest in you the guidance to blaze your own path. To go forth into the unknown with new certainty. To realize your full potential as professionals, as leaders, as citizens. To take up your place as the accountants, speech therapists, journalists, and CEOs of your generation. To impact this city and the world beyond. These adventures are yours, and you are ready for them. Explorers are never lost.
Welcome back to Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. In this show, we've been talking with Kensington Soccer Club. We now have two more players turned coaches here to talk about what they enjoy about the group. Please welcome Julio Reyes and Jakeem Hamilton. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, thank you.
Tell me how you both became involved with Kensington Soccer Club.
You can start.
All right, so I started off like in a neighborhood where like there wasn't a lot for a kid to like have or go to. Before that, I was playing for a football team, and I moved away from that, so I didn't have opportunity to play any other sport. Right up the block where I lived, there was a big field, and I seen kids playing soccer and teenagers just having fun and just being all united, and just like it felt like I wanted to be part of that. Like once I seen that, I felt like that's me right there. So I started playing with Jim, like his mom and them invited me. And ever since then, I fell in love with the sport, and here I am.
So from football to soccer, huh?
Yeah,
Even though they call it football also. So
Yeah,
you
it's same.
still were playing football, right?
yeah.
Jakeem, what about you?
Actually, I played at my high school. It was one day I was coming home from school, as I went to Archbishop Carroll High School in Wayne, PA. So I always would catch the train, and it'd be a long ride home. And one day I came home from school, and I walked past this field, and I saw a bunch of kids and teenagers playing, and I was like, what is this? So, I never went over, but I seen it again 2 days later, and I said, I gotta check this out. I gotta see what's going on. So I went over there, and I saw players my age actually playing and practicing. So I went to go talk to the coach. One of the coaches that was there was Jim Hardy. went to talk to him. I was dressed up in my full soccer uniform.
Ready to go, right?
Yes, I was in my soccer uniform from my high school, and I just asked him if I could play. I wanted to play the sport, and he took me in.
Great. You're both coaches.
Yes.
What made you decide to start coaching?
Well, when I was playing myself, like when I first started playing, I seen how like there was teenagers being coaches and enjoying it and just having fun with other kids, and I always wanted to like change someone else's life. Even at a young age, I was 13, already trying to coach, helping out the coaches, like just being there and helping him out with anything he needs. Just like as a kid, it was like really hard. Like I just felt like if I could help myself and become a better person, I could help others. And just like I love kids myself. Like I have my little brother, and just him looking up to me made me like inspired me more to like help other kids.
Right.
So it was like
That's great.
a big part.
What made me start coaching? I was playing for Kensington Soccer Club. I played for at least 3 years,
Right.
and I played on these travel teams where I was actually captain. And when I was on the field, you know, I brought a different thing to the game. I brought experience to the game from playing in the Catholic leagues. And I always had this, like, outgoing nature. I always would motivate my teammates and coach them on the field and motivate them to play better and things like that. And, you know, one day Jim asked me, hey, do you want to coach? And I said, why not? So I tried it out, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the kids. I fell in love with them. I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with everything associated with Kensington Soccer Club.
Julio, you're still in high school.
Yes.
What high school?
Kensington Health and Science.
You going to college?
Of course, man.
Where at?
Well,
The South?
no.
Not quite.
Like I have a few choices that I have in mind. Like, as you see, I want to play like college soccer.
Yeah.
If LaSalle's interested in me, you know, they can come talk to me,
They're making your offer, right?
meet me offer.
So
I'll
tell
talk
me
to 'em.
this, what motivates you as a player and student?
Well, Jim motivates me a lot. Like just having him by my side in school, because he's one of my teachers, and outside of school, he helps me a lot with my family. So just having him by my side and telling me, oh, everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be all right, you're gonna do good, you're doing good in the games, that motivates me a lot. Something like the biggest thing is just I want to help my mom out when I get older. I want to be something big for my family. I want to show kids in Philadelphia that just because you're in this bad environment doesn't mean you can't do nothing with your life. I want to be the future, and I want to be like the person that other kids and other people will look up to.
Right.
So just having that as motivation and helping little kids, and like when a little kid come up to me and be like, oh, I want to be just like you when I grow up. I want to play just like you when y'all grow up. It motivates me a lot, and it makes me really happy.
Great. So we're going to have to wrap up, but I want to thank both of you for coming on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I look forward to you doing big things in the community and in the soccer world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you to my guests from the Kensington Soccer Club for being here today. If you would like to learn more or find out about the club, you can visit their website at kensingtonsoccer.org. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. Thank you for watching this show. We're here, and we believe that investing in our youth is an investment in our future.